The king of serial acquirers, Constellation Software, had a baby, and that's called TOPICUS. A few years ago, they spun that out. It's still in the niche VMS, like software acquisitions, but they focus mostly in Europe. So even though they're a separate business to Constellation Software, they have Constellation DNA all over them. And I'm going to back them in to have strong growth rates for another 5 years. I think that's likely. Organic growth rates appear a little better in Europe compared to the US, which I think boosts it maybe a little further. They're able to deploy cash throughout Europe, and it's a very fragmented market because you've got all the different cultures and different languages. Now, I'm not diving deep into this business in this video. I'm just going to show a simple way to calculate the expected return for the next 5 years based on the work that I've done. I'm going to update this each week in Yes Stocks, No Stocks. There's a link in the description for that. It's email that I'm pretty confident you're going to enjoy opening each week. It's going to just show the valuations. There's no BS, there's no fluff. It's just straight to valuations of a handful of companies that I like to follow, a handful of serial acquirers like Constellation Software, Topicus, Technion, Lifco, Kelly Partners Group, some of the big mega cap companies as well. I think you'll find it worth opening each week. So the first thing I want to do is I want to extrapolate the revenue over the next 5 years, and I'm going to grow it out at 22%. Now, Topicus has been growing very quickly. They're using all their money to go out and buy acquisitions, just like Constellation Software. They do get a little bit more organic growth, but the track record shows me that it's going to be 20%-ish. I'm going to be a little bit optimistic, say 22%, similar to Constellation Software. The mature margins, they're a little less than Constellation Software at the moment, so I'm going to call that 13%. That's kind of what it looks like it has been, and it looks like it will be in the future. That could change. That maybe that bumps up to 15%. So there's a little bit of nuance here, something that I'm going to have to keep track of. That's why I keep track of it in Yes Stocks, No Stocks. So I get that 13% margin, and I times that by the revenue to give me like a 5-year target free cash flow number. Put a multiple on that. I'm going to call it 25. That's maybe a little on the high side, but if they can grow at 22%, 25 multiple is probably where the market's going to want it, and that's going to give me a market cap of a little under 10 billion, and the shares outstanding number, the current market cap being about 7.5. It tells me that I'm actually only going to get a 5-year compounded growth rate of around about 5% on this one, and maybe that's a little off. Maybe the growth rates are going to be higher, maybe the margins are going to be a little stronger, so that 5% could easily be 10-12%, something like that. But based on this very kind of crude way to do calculations of a fair value in 5 years' time, I don't really see an outcome here where we're talking 15% plus as a return. So I think we're going to have to wait for way cheaper prices for Topicus, unfortunately. I've always thought I'd start sniffing around at around about €50 a share, maybe even less than that. So we're a fair way away from that. But things get volatile. That's why I like to keep track of it in Yes Stocks, No Stocks each week. And if I was to get the price that I wanted, I would buy this through Interactive Brokers because it gives me access to international stocks. There's a link in the description for that. And I highly recommend getting a demo account and seeing whether you actually like the platform before you put any money in it or anything like that. So you can do that in the description. All right, hope you've enjoyed this. This was a pretty simple way to look at Topicus. There's so many more write-ups out there. I'll leave you read those at Value Investors Club and all over the internet, but not many people are going to show you how to calculate the expected return. So I hope this video helped you, and I'll see you in the next one.